Hey, what's up? I'm Guy.
I'm John.
It's our YouTube channel. Subscribe to this channel. We appreciate it if you like this video.
Also have a podcast. Check it out in the description.
We're proud to be presented by Tito's Handmade Vodka.
Go make yourself a cocktail right now. We love Tito's and sodas.
Crafted to be savored responsibly. And I just kind of took a breath and take a step back, and I just thought about something you told me from the first year you were in Philly, how the trade happens, and then everyone comes out for the first OTA, in this case, the first practice, and you're just kind of holding your breath to see if the guys you drafted, you don't know yet, but you just kind of hope that they don't look bad. And I do think we go back, like, you know, however long ago Kyle started watching and John Lynch started watching Trey Lance tape, 7 months. And they made the trade in late March. They moved up to 3. We spent all this time talking about Mac Jones and Justin Fields and Trey Lance. And we don't know. We're the tip of Trey Lance's career here. But those guys have to feel as good as you could possibly feel right now about the trade to 3 and the guy they picked.
Yeah, since I've been doing this, working in the NFL, then doing a show with you, I mean, the amount of first rounders from Khalil Mack to the Armstead and Buckners to the Amari Cooper, back to A.J. Jenkins, Fletcher Cox, a couple years into Philly. Seen a lot of position players, and I think there's a tangible feeling when you walk out that first day. And I was a pass rusher because one day you're hoping that guy's going to be 10, 20, $30 million player a year. Buckner, Armstead, Mack, Fletcher. There's a lot of prep. You feel it just because like that guy has a chance to really change your franchise. I don't even think that guy, and I would say of that group, Khalil was held to the highest standard of that group, just the hype he had. I don't even think I would put him like a tenth of what you feel with a quarterback, because for as like great as a pass rusher could be, there's not a soul that would rather have a star quarterback than a star pass rusher. Like that, the impact that player has on your team, right, changes your life. Like ultimately, Khalil Mack or Buckner, they can be all pro. They can be great players. You get credit on your resume. They don't really change your life, right? I mean, change your career. If Trey Lance works, and we've seen it so many times, right? Since you and I started doing a show, I bet if we added it up, there have been 25 top 10 quarterbacks. And of that group, probably 5, 6 pretty big trades to get up there. Jared Goff, once upon a time, Carson Wentz, Trey Lance, Sam Darnold. The added pressure to me of a trade takes it to a different world. And I remember feeling bad for Jared Goff, and obviously you and I spent a lot of time watching his career. You probably called his games. And that Hard Knocks, it was like, God, this makes him look really bad. And there was just all this pressure. They just drafted him 1. And it was like, oh, my God. He finally got in late in that season. I remember Richard Sherman killed him on a Thursday night game. Like, this guy going to be a bust. Sean McVay got there and kind of saved his career and definitely made him a lot of money. But I would imagine if you look back of just the recent memory of guys, non-Andrew Luck, now I don't know how many media members and the hype out of Jacksonville Jags practice, but it doesn't feel like it. I'm pretty locked into the NFL. The hype on this guy has already exceeded everyone else right now in his draft class, just through a week, just how great this guy looks, how he might already become a starter. And I think a huge part of that is just the elephant in the room of the trade. Like because the hype that came along with this kid was probably just a lot. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, you know, he was anointed the number 1 pick the year he won the national championship as a freshman. Zach Wilson it kind of felt like by the end of his BYU season, people pretty much said, like, he's probably going to go number 2 behind Lawrence. The Trey Lance, a little out of nowhere. And then the trade just kind of took the whole package, the player, the name, the hype, then the factored in with Kyle and the Niners. It's a pretty unique situation, right? But like you said, ultimately, like, that's all fluff if he's not good, but he's been really good. And, Guy, he's been so good, it's not where it's like you guys can't even tell what you're looking at, right? He just threw it this deep in cut at 14 yards, even though the guy broke it off at 13, but he let him because the other guy, like, they don't have to nitpick it like that. Everyone on the sideline's like, holy shit. That's what it is. For the media people on the sideline can just go, holy shit.
And the crowd that was there knew what they saw.
And the players know what they're seeing. That's the other thing, right? Fred Warner, Eric Armstead, Brandon Ayuk, Alex Mack. Think about that. Think about Alex Mack and Trent Williams are good examples. Trent's been in the league a decade, so has Alex, probably even a little more. Mac played with an MVP. Trent got pretty shitty quarterback play most of his career in Washington, a couple Kirk Cousins years. But like they have just played so many players, been in this league so long. It's going to be hard to me to tell guys like that, like they're just going to know, right?
Yeah, yes, they're going to know. And again, Kyle's not. I don't think Kyle Shanahan's the guy that wants to like punish the rookie, right? Like I'm going to hold him. I think Kyle wants to play the best play. If he thinks he can do more with Trey Lance, I think he's going to play him.
But that's pro sport, shouldn't you?
Yes, but you agree some coaches.
It's a complicated situation.
Some coaches err on the side of the vets just because that's who they are, right? And these guys, like, we don't have to wait to find out if Kyle's trying to replace Jimmy Garoppolo. He already traded up to number 3 and drafted a quarterback.
Yeah.
There's not like, let's wait and see how many snaps Trey gets week 2 of the preseason. I mean, we are. That's going to matter. That's going to tell us something different.
The only question is, was he ready? Right? That was the only question.
But the idea that, like, I don't know, does Kyle want to replace Jimmy? I don't know. He just drafted a quarterback 3rd overall. You tell me. I think yes.
He replaced him.
Yeah. So here's the play, John. The Niners just tweeted the video. Somebody asked, "Who is this on?" This is not one of their starting linebackers. It's on a linebacker. And I would say this, even slow motion doesn't quite do this throw.
What it doesn't do justice is doesn't do the wide receiver justice because he had to cover a lot of ground those last like 10 yards. I like that guy, 81.
Sherfield, yeah.
I was hoping we'd get a little camera time there, but
looked like Eric Branch's back.
One thing,
I don't think this does justice to how far the ball went in the air either.
I'm not trying to make too much of this.
Quick interruption to tell you to click on DraftKings in the description and use the promo code HAM.
And if you want some meat, butcherbox.com/ham down below. Free lobster tails and ribeyes. Because who knows, the social media team relative to the coach and the GM, like they probably just anything that's not like, you can't steal away from us. They don't care what you put out. They have ridden Trey Lance in their videos, ridden him. Like the ratio of Trey Lance hype on just their social media team, the team social media team, to Jimmy feels like a 10-to-1 ratio. And one guy's your starting quarterback.
Yeah, the social media team though is here for the. All right, social media, you're up in the department meeting. All right, Twitter video views are up 55% over last year's week 1 practice. I mean, it's just. This is one of the biggest stories in the NFL. It was one of the biggest stories in the NFL when they made the pick because it was such a big deal that they traded up. And John, they're feeling great about it. John Lynch is going to fly to the Hall of Fame induction in Canton, Ohio this week. He's going to walk out onto the field. He's going to walk out and see Charles Woodson and all these other guys. And Charles is going to be like, "Have you tried my wine?" And John's going to be like, "Have you tried Tito's?" And they're going to ask him about his quarterback. Like, "John, it sounds like your guy looks good." And John Lynch is going to go, he's going to make a face that says to them, "I'm pretty sure we nailed it, fellas." That's what this looks like.
Hey, Calvin, you would have loved catching balls from this guy. Hey, Peyton, you would love the way this guy works. Hey, Coach Flores, you would have loved coaching this guy.
Yeah. That's how he feels right now.
Pretty sweet class John's going in with.
Incredible class. There's some 81 again. I've seen some people in the chat, but Trent Sherfield is the receiver on that play.
You told me this at practice. I had no clue. I was just mentally prepared. Sunday night, be like, "Oh, football's on," and then two series in, you're like, "This is terrible," but it's Thursday night football. So Thursday night football is the Hall of Fame.
This Thursday, yep. Cowboys Steelers.